Hello everyone, John 12 back here again with another video. Now today is a very interesting day, but seeing as how so much time has been wasted, I might as well just get right down to it and fucking give you my personal review of the season 4 finale of the Showtime series titled Shameless. Today's episode is Lazarus, and today was the big finale. And did it end perfectly? Did it end with a big bang like all great finales should? Well, who knows? I definitely am going to get into that later, but seeing as how there's been a whole bunch of shit that happened this season, and this finale alone has filled with so much shit, so to speak, let's just get right down into it. Basically, this finale definitely doesn't hold back by any means necessary. It's definitely my personal favorite because it's the more visually interesting episode out of this entire season. It's just filled with great visual shots, and when it comes to a great show or a great movie, every single shot that has been filmed has to be approached beautifully, and this episode definitely does a great job at that. Other than that, there's been a lot of other great twists in this episode. I don't really know where they're going with all the things they did, but overall, this episode is basically post-surgery. Frank got his new liver, and apparently he's trying to figure out like how he's gonna go on, and like basically is he gonna continue with his I don't give a fuck attitude with the rest of his life. And simultaneously through that, the rest of the kids are going through their normal lives. Debbie is, I don't know what the fuck. Carl's dealing with relationship issues, his first relationship issues. And then you got that. And then on top of that, you have Fiona. She's in jail. And then she gets out of jail, ironically. And we get through this entire twist of point of views, and I personally like her social worker. I forgot the character's name, or the actress's name, per se, but I really loved her line. I'm paraphrasing, of course, but I really loved the way she approached that scene, and I really like the dialogue she has with Fiona, because it's just really great, because over the years with this show, and this stample of a show in general, we've been through years and years and years of torment of these characters in the Gallagher family, just going through life, breaking every law that man has created, and just debauching society as we know it. And it's kind of interesting to see someone put in perspective and just be like, everybody has a fucked up life. And everybody's grown up in a fucked up way, but you can't hold that against them forever, Like, at a certain point, you gotta realize that the bad actions that you take are not because your parents fucked up on you, or the people who are taking care of you did a horrible job. It's your own actions. You have to really take it up with yourself, not the people who raised you and why they fucked up. And I think that was a really good scene, because it really I think that was the overall message that they were trying to get across in this episode, because over the years, in every single season, specifically the American version of Shameless, the cast and the Gallagher family have fucking went off every single episode, I'm pretty sure, of just pointing out how much of a douche Frank is, and how crappy Frank and Monica did with raising them. And it's kind of good that finally Fiona's taking like her own words seriously, and finally deciding like it's not their fault, it's my fault. I'm not Frank or Monica, it's me. So I really like that. Other than that, I really didn't get Ian's perspective. It's kind of strange, like his character this whole entire season. The previous season, he was kind of like on a roller coaster. You didn't really know where he was going to end up, because he was dealing with him being gay. Then he was dealing with him and Mickey's relationship, and then simultaneously you have, whether or not he wants to continue living there with Mickey or whatever, and all his problems. And then in this season, he's kind of like still on that roller coaster. He's still going back and forth. You don't really know where he's going from, and I kind of enjoyed it for a while. Like at first, I was like, "What the fuck is his problem?" And then it was like, oh, cool, because you get to get insight on him and Mickey and their whole dynamic and how full fledged it is. But now it's kind of like, oh, now he's bipolar, so that's why he's all going crazy. But I don't really know. I like Mickey's performance in this episode. The character of Mickey, he's just a really good. I think he just really like put it out there. Like he's finally put out that he's gay and he's not gonna take any shit from it from anybody, and he's finally accepted the fact that he loves Ian and he's gonna do whatever it takes to be with him. So I don't really know what to expect from the two of them next season, but I'm definitely interested. Overall, this season finale was pretty fucking epic. It was pretty badass. It was kind of depressing most of the part. I can't really say it was epic, but I guess I say that based off the visuals. I'm just saying, like, Shameless may be one or the other, but it's definitely very visually pleasing, and I really like it. I also really like the ending. I think the ending was really good. I do like would have liked to see a different kind of outcome to the ending, like seeing Frank, instead of drinking the bottle, maybe throwing away the bottle and just considering a life of sobriety. But knowing the character of Frank, that's never gonna fucking happen. So the possibility of that was gonna happen, no. Unfortunately, we once again are at odds as to the future of the Frank and Gallagher family. But seeing as how over the years we've come to see that regardless of what life or what Frank may put in front of them, they continue going on. So, but Shameless has been offered a fifth season, so I can't wait to be in. I'm definitely interested in seeing it. It's kind of like The Walking Dead. Like it's been a roller coaster back and forth. Like, is it good? Is it crap? This wasn't that good. I would have done this better. But at the same time, I'm definitely interested in seeing what the fuck they have going on. Now, aside all of that, let me get to my cons, because over this entire season, there were definitely a lot of things I did not like. First off, I didn't like the whole beginning of this season. It definitely had a rough start, and I can really see why, because I think the main problem with the whole thing is that after the ending of last season, you kind of get the feeling that the possibilities of a change could be really good, and it kind of just gets thrown away like immediately. Like you kind of think like, oh well, by the end of the last season, you would think that the whole family would be, would just come together and be stronger, but they were kind of just shit. It's like you went from being pudding to being a puddle of water. That's basically what you ended up doing, and that's kind of like the outcome. Another thing I didn't like was Fiona's character over this last season. It was just a pain in the ass to deal with that shit. I mean, viewing it is one thing, but God, if I had to deal with it, it would just kill me inside. I can understand where Lip was coming from. It was kind of just an annoying roller coaster. I mean, first off, she does this, and then she does that. She cheats on her boyfriend for ridiculous reasons, and then ends up fucking, becoming a drug addict and being careless with the kids that she's supposed to take care of. It's just, God. Jesus Christ. And it's just more things like that. It's kind of nitpicky, but for the most part, this season, I do appreciate one of the biggest things that I really appreciated this season for is that like I mentioned before, over the years we've seen the Gallagher family, like, basically, they're a who gives a fuck, I do whatever the fuck I want attitude this family has. So I guess it's kind of interesting and good to see that finally, over like seasons and seasons of seeing this family basically get away with murder, essentially, it's good to see that they finally have, met their match, so to speak, in the long shape of a cock, or so to speak. Because it's kind of cool not really cool, but it's kind of good to see that even if they don't give a fuck or they like to do whatever they want, it's kind of good to see that life really slam them in the head and just be like, you know what, we're just going to fuck you over really quickly. So, I kind of really like that about this season. I love that whole attitude about this season. It's like, you've been doing whatever the fuck you want, and now it's time for it's time for life to give you a payback. Frank, you're about to die. Fiona, you're getting fucked. Lip, doing terrible in life. It's time to get this over with. But Overall, those are the only things. Another thing I really thought was really like, what the fuck, was the surprise post-credit scene, which was supposedly, apparently Justin Chatwin, apparently still alive, under the name of Jack, another alias, ironically, or maybe not, I don't even fucking remember. Yeah, I don't know, his character in Shameless had so many fucking names, who knows? But apparently Jimmy is still alive, yes. Apparently he did not die as we were led to believe last season, which is kind of, I don't know where they're going to go with that next season, but it kind of felt unnecessary to me. I mean, like, everything that we've seen in this finale alone is kind of like really gut crunching, so I kind of see it as pointless, but I personally would have left him dead. Not that I really despise Chatwin, you know, other than self-explanatory reasons. But I don't really care about him coming back. I mean, I thought it was kind of pointless. It's like how are they gonna approach this next season? I have no fucking clue. I see zero purpose of this outcome. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe him reprising his role and like finding out, well, Jimmy's not dead, or maybe this is his twin brother. Ironically, I don't fucking know. We'll see. But guys, that's gonna be it. That's the end of my finale, Shameless finale review, and I give it a good 9.5. I definitely liked it, but there were definitely a lot of things I did not like about season 4. But overall, I think it just really holds together, and it's just a very enjoyable season. But what did you guys think? If you're a watcher of Shameless and you go on Showtime all the time to check out the show, what is your personal opinion? Did you enjoy this season finale? And what are your expectations for season 5? Do you think it's going to be good? And what are your thoughts on Justin Chatwin coming back as Jimmy? Like, how are they going to approach that? But that's going to be it, and I hope you guys enjoyed my season finale episode, Lazarus of Shameless. Hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you next season.